चलो भाई बात थोड़ी एक्स्ट्रा कर लो। हेलो एंड अस्सलाम वालेकुम दोस्तों, मेरा नाम मोहम्मद अली और मैं रेहान स्कूल इस्लामाबाद कैंपस में लेवल 1 का स्टूडेंट हूँ। तो जैसा कि आपको पता है, हम जब भी आते हैं किसी न किसी कॉलेज इंटरव्यू के साथ आते हैं, तो आज हम चैट जीपीटी के साथ इंटरव्यू करेंगे। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। हेलो चैट जीपीटी, कैन यू हियर मी?
वालेकुम अस्सलाम मोहम्मद। बहुत खुशी हुई आपसे बात करके। मैं तैयार हूँ, आप जब चाहें शुरू कर सकते हैं।
प्लीज
तो सबसे पहले आपका
चैट
सवाल क्या
जीपीटी
है?
प्लीज इंग्लिश, प्लीज स्पीक इंग्लिश।
Got it. Let's switch to English. What's your first question for the interview?
Okay chat gpt, my first question for you is, what does sorry mean to you?
Sorry can have different meanings depending on the context. In some languages, like Japanese, sorry, feri, refers to the curve or bend, especially in relation to swords or other curved objects. In other contexts, it could be a casual way to say sorry, though it's not as common. Could you clarify which meaning you're referring, how you intend to use it?
Okay, ChatGPT, great answer. And my next question for you is, why is it important to say sorry?
It seems like there might be a mix of languages in your message, and I couldn't quite catch the full meaning. Could you clarify your question or let me know what you're asking?
Yes, why
That way
not?
I can respond more accurately.
Yes, why not? I repeat my question. My
Great.
question is,
Could you
why?
please clarify your question or statement a bit more?
Okay,
I
why?
want to make sure I understand you correctly.
Okay, ChatGPT. Why is it important to say sorry?
It's important to say things clearly because clear communication helps avoid misunderstandings. When you express yourself in a way that others can easily understand, it creates better conversations and stronger connections. Whether it's in personal chats or professional settings, clarity always helps. Does that make sense?
Okay, ChatGPT, great answer. And my next question for you is, when should we say sorry?
You should say sorry when you've made a mistake, hurt someone's feelings, or done something that negatively impacted someone else. Apologizing shows that you recognize your actions and care about the other person's feelings. It's also a way to take responsibility and make amends, especially if something went wrong due to your actions. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where saying sorry was tough?
Okay, ChatGPT, great answer. And my next question for you is, how do you feel when someone apologizes to you?
I don't have feelings like humans do, but I understand that when someone apologizes, it can show that they're taking responsibility for their actions and care about making things right. It can make the situation feel more positive or resolved, especially if the apology is sincere. Do you think an apology is always enough? Or are there times when actions speak louder than words?
Okay, ChatGPT, great answer. And my next question for you is, how do you feel when you apologize to someone? Please, l- long answer.
I don't have personal feelings or emotions, but I can describe how the act of apologizing typically feels for humans. When a person apologizes, they may experience a mix of emotions depending on the situation. For example, someone might feel relieved if the apology helps clear up a misunderstanding or repair a relationship. On the other hand, they might feel nervous or vulnerable, especially if they're unsure how the other person will react. Apologizing can also be empowering. It shows maturity and the ability to take responsibility for one's actions. It can even lead to personal growth as it encourages someone to reflect on their behavior and learn from it. In many cases, offering a sincere apology can help build trust, strengthen bonds, and restore harmony. However, if the apology isn't accepted or the issue isn't resolved, the person might feel disappointed or sad. But at the end of the day, Apologizing is about acknowledging your part in a situation and trying to make it better. For many people, the act itself helps them feel like they've done the right thing, regardless of the outcome. What do you think? Do you feel that way when you apologize?
Okay, ChatGPT, great answer. And my next question for you is saying sorry always enough? Why or why not? Please give me long and proper answer.
शुक्रिया। आपका सवाल बहुत दिलचस्प है। सूरी।
तो दोस्तों एक छोटा सा नेट प्रॉब्लम तो वी रीस्टार्ट आवर ChatGPT इंटरव्यू. Okay, ChatGPT, please English. And my next question for you is saying sorry always enough? Why or why not?
Sure.
Please give me large
Feel
and
free
proper
to
answer.
ask your next question. I'm ready.
Okay, ChatGPT, my question for you is saying sorry always enough? Why or why not? Please give me large and proper answer.
Of course, feel free to ask your question, and I'll provide a detailed and thoughtful response. What would you like to know?
ChatGPT, please answer my question. My question is saying sorry always enough? Why or why not?
Saying sorry is an important part of taking responsibility, but it's not always enough. An apology shows that you recognize your mistake or the hurt you caused, but it doesn't automatically fix everything. There are a few reasons why just saying sorry might not be enough. One, actions matter more. While words can express regret, actions show true change. If you apologize but continue the same behavior, the apology can feel insincere or empty. For example, if someone apologizes for being late but keeps doing it, the apology might lose its meaning over time. Two, impact of the hurt. Some situations are more serious, and a simple sorry might not address the depth of the harm caused. In cases like betrayal, broken trust, or repeated mistakes, the person on the receiving end might need more than words. They may need time, evidence of change, or even a deeper explanation to feel that the apology is genuine. Three, restoring trust. Trust is often a key factor in whether an apology is enough. Trust takes time to build, and it can take even longer to rebuild once it's been broken. Saying sorry is one step, but showing through consistent, trustworthy actions that the same mistake won't happen again is what truly helps restore that trust. Four, forgiveness. Sometimes, even with a sincere apology, the person who was hurt might not be ready to forgive. Forgiveness is a personal journey, and it might take time. An apology is a first step, but it doesn't guarantee that the other person will immediately forgive or forget. Five, emotional healing. An apology may help someone feel that their feelings are acknowledged, but it doesn't always heal the emotional pain right away. The person who was hurt might need space or time to process their emotions before they can truly accept the apology. In summary, saying sorry is an important part of making things right, but it's not always enough. For an apology to truly work, it needs to be sincere and followed by actions that prove the person is committed to change. The healing process may also require time, understanding, and consistent effort to rebuild trust and restore the relationship. Do you think actions play a bigger role than words in some situations?
Okay, ChatGPT, very great answer. And my next question for you is: can you say sorry without words? How? Give me long and proper answer.
Shukriya.
ChatGPT, please speak English. Okay, ChatGPT, my question for you is: can you say sorry without words? How?
Yes, you can say sorry without words. Actions often speak louder than words. Here are some ways to apologize without directly saying sorry. 1. Changing behavior. If you've hurt someone or made a mistake, showing through your actions that you've learned from it and won't repeat the behavior can be a powerful apology. For example, if you've been inconsiderate, showing more thoughtfulness in the future can convey your regret. 2. Making amends. Sometimes apologizing involves taking steps to make things right. This could mean fixing something you broke, helping the person who's been hurt, or doing something kind for them without being asked. 3. Body language. A simple gesture, like offering a comforting hug or a gentle touch, can communicate empathy and regret without needing words. Your facial expression can also show how truly sorry you are, like a look of concern or remorse. 4. Time and space. Sometimes the best way to apologize is by giving the other person time to feel. Respecting their space can demonstrate your understanding of their feelings and allow them to process the situation. 5. Acts of kindness. Doing something thoughtful for the other person, like a small gift, helping with something they need, or showing support in a meaningful way, can express your apology more than words can. Have you ever experienced a situation where someone's actions spoke louder than their words?
Okay, ChatGPT, great answer. And my next question for you is, what happens when someone refuses to say sorry?
आपका सवाल थोड़ा वाज़ह नहीं हुआ। क्या आप ये पूछना चाहते
Okay, ChatGPT, my question for you is, what happens when someone refuses to say sorry?
When someone refuses to say sorry, it can lead to several outcomes, depending on the situation and the relationship between the people involved. Here are a few possible consequences. 1. Unresolved conflict. If someone refuses to apologize, the other person might feel that their feelings aren't acknowledged or validated. This can leave the issue unresolved, and the tension between the two people can persist. 2. Damaged trust. Not apologizing, especially after causing harm, can erode trust in a relationship. The person who was hurt may feel that the other person doesn't care enough to take responsibility for their actions, making it harder to rebuild the connection. 3. Emotional distance. Without an apology, the person who was wronged might distance themselves emotionally. They might feel unimportant, ignored, or disrespected, which can affect how they engage with the person who refused to apologize. 4. Escalation of anger or resentment. When an apology is not offered, it can lead to increased frustration, anger, or resentment. These negative emotions can escalate, especially if the hurt person feels that the refusal to apologize is a sign of arrogance or indifference. 5. Missed opportunity for growth. Refusing to apologize can prevent personal growth. Apologizing helps someone reflect on their actions and learn from their mistakes. Without an apology, they miss the opportunity to improve themselves and their relationships. However, sometimes people refuse to apologize because they feel justified in their actions or because they believe the other person is overreacting. In such cases, communication becomes crucial to understanding different perspectives. Have you ever encountered a situation where someone refused to apologize? How did that make you feel?
Okay, ChatGPT, great answer. And my next question for you is, should we always forgive someone who says sorry?
Forgiving someone who says sorry is a personal decision, and it doesn't always mean you should forgive right away or at all, depending on the situation. Here are a few things to consider. 1. Sincerity of the
ओए
apology.
सदाम चला गया
Forgiveness is easier when the apology feels genuine. If the person truly seems remorseful and shows that they understand the hurt they caused, forgiveness might come more naturally. However, if the apology feels insincere or superficial, it can be harder to forgive. 2. The severity of the harm. The nature of the offense matters. If the person has hurt you deeply or repeatedly, Forgiving them might take time or might not feel possible right away. Some wounds are harder to heal, and simply saying sorry might not be enough to restore trust or repair the damage. 3. Personal growth and healing. Sometimes forgiving someone is more about your own healing than about them. Holding on to anger or resentment can weigh you down emotionally. Forgiving doesn't mean you forget what happened, but it can help you release the negative emotions for your own peace of mind. 4. Setting boundaries. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you have to allow them to continue harmful behavior. You can forgive while still setting boundaries to protect yourself from future harm. Forgiveness and setting limits can go hand in hand. 5. The relationship's future. If you want to continue the relationship with the person who apologized, forgiving them might be a step toward moving forward together. However, if the apology doesn't feel enough, or the person keeps repeating the same mistakes, you might decide that forgiveness isn't the best choice for your well being. In short, forgiveness isn't always immediate or required just because someone says sorry. It's a process, and it's okay to take the time you need to decide if it's right for you. What are your thoughts? Do you find it easy or difficult to forgive when someone apologizes?
Okay, ChatGPT, great answer. And my next question for you is, have you ever had to say sorry for something big? What happened?
I don't have personal experiences or emotions, so I don't ever find myself in situations where I would need to apologize. However, I can understand that saying sorry for something big can be difficult for many people. Apologizing for a major mistake or hurt can involve a lot of vulnerability, and it may require a sincere acknowledgement of the impact of your actions. For humans, making a big apology often involves feeling regret, taking responsibility, and hoping to repair the relationship. It's also a moment for personal reflection, learning from the experience, and showing the other person that you care about how they feel. Have you ever had to say sorry for something big? How did you approach it?
यहाँ पर कोई ना यार, प्लीज बात नहीं करना. Okay, ChatGPT. My next question for you is, has someone ever said sorry to you in a way that felt really
आपका
meaningful?
पैगाम थोड़ा गैर वाज़ेह है। क्या आप
Okay, ChatGPT. My next question for you is, has someone ever said sorry to you in a way that felt really meaningful?
I don't experience personal interactions or emotions, so I don't have the experience of being apologized to. However, I understand that when someone apologizes in a meaningful way, it usually involves more than just saying sorry. A meaningful apology often comes with sincerity, acknowledgement of the harm caused, and a willingness to make things right. When someone truly understands the impact of their actions and shows regret through both words and actions, it can feel very genuine and impactful to the person receiving the apology. Have you ever experienced an apology like that? What made it stand out for you?
Okay, ChatGPT, good answer. And my next question for you is, uh, how have you ever
Thank you.
apologized?
What's your next question? I'm
Okay,
ready.
okay. Have you ever apologized but not been forgiven? How did that feel?
I don't have personal experiences or feelings, but I can understand that not being forgiven after apologizing can be really tough. For many people, offering an apology is a vulnerable act, and when it's not accepted, it can lead to feelings of sadness, frustration, or even rejection. It might make the person who apologized feel that their effort to make things right wasn't enough or wasn't appreciated, especially if they truly believe their apology was sincere. However, it's also important to remember that forgiveness is often a personal process for the person who was hurt. They might need time to heal, or may not be ready to forgive immediately. In such cases, the person who apologized might need to give the other person space and show through their actions that they are committed to change. Have you ever apologized to someone and not been forgiven? How did that situation affect you?
Okay, ChatGPT, great answer. And my next question for you is, how do you usually apologize to people?
I don't have personal experiences, so I don't apologize the way humans do. But I can explain how people often apologize. When someone apologizes, it's usually a combination of acknowledging the mistake, expressing regret, and sometimes offering a solution or showing a willingness to change. A good apology typically involves 1. Acknowledging the mistake, recognizing what went wrong and that your actions may have hurt someone. 2. Expressing regret, letting the other person know that you feel sorry for the impact of your actions on them. 3. Taking responsibility, saying, I was wrong and not shifting the blame. 4. Offering a way to make things right, showing you're willing to fix the situation or avoid repeating the same mistake. The key to a genuine apology is sincerity. It's not just about saying the words, but also about understanding the other person's feelings and taking action to demonstrate real change. How do you usually approach apologies when you need to?
Okay, ChatGPT, thanks for your answer and goodbye. We end our recording.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help. Take care and feel free to reach out again anytime. Goodbye.
Goodbye. तो दोस्तों ये थी आज की हमारी चैट जीपीटी के साथ इंटरव्यू। उम्मीद है आप लोगों को पसंद आया होगा। तो एक नए टॉपिक के साथ एक नए इंटरव्यू में, तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़। मिल के ना लगाएंगे पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद।